Hi. So, we were doing this before Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, and now we're doing this after Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. Just trying to finish the street. Unless it's not 11 yet, and then maybe we'll continue. I think we made one. We made the video longer than it was gonna be, though, earlier, and, yeah, I just wanted to finish the one, and then I wanted to do Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, but mentally, I wasn't ready yet. So I was like, okay, we'll finish the last three colors because, we had, the three that would, hold on. We had that color, this color, and this color to do. Obviously, we don't have to do anything with that color because he made them all that color. So that was easy. But, yeah. So, anyway, we just, we finished those, and then, we ended the stream so we could do Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. So now we're done with that. So anybody who watches my, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy regularly, you'll be looking for, hold on. I've already forgotten it. Oh, live podcast Cologne. Yeah. So, yeah, live podcast Cologne. That's what you'll be looking for. I know, such weird names, but I decided that, I decided a while ago that whatever the last puzzle is for Wheel of Fortune, plus whatever the last puzzle is for Jeopardy, that's what the... Hold on. You two be nice to each other because if I have to go up there, you're in big trouble. I don't know if they're arguing, but it kind of sounds like they are. And I pretty much raise my cats like my kids, so, normally if your kids are fighting, you go and, tell them to stop it, and I just told my boys to stop it. They've stopped it so far, I think. It could be one of those things where where Sam's biting his brother, and, he can't talk because his mouth is full. So I'm going to go check on them. Just to make sure. Unfortunately, they're upstairs. We've got a small condo house. So, we've got a small condo house, and... Okay, so nobody's biting anybody? Okay. When Ben's at the top of the stairs and I can't see Sam, I just assume that nobody's biting anybody. Because I don't see anybody. biting. So, yeah. And my husband is making pancakes today. Again. He's been making them like every day since Thursday. And I really like that idea. So, yeah, he's making pancakes. So I just gotta, like, I just gotta finish this row and then I'm gonna, stop and eat my pancakes. So that's 1, 2, this is 3. Okay. So my husband watches, Farm Sim News from Farm Simulator. He watches the news from, whichever um content creator he's, watching at the time, and a lot of the times is DJ Goham, and I don't even play that game, and I kind of like watching DJ because he's just silly. But he is loud. That's my only complaint is that he's loud. But, like, I don't even play that game, and I do like watching him, so. Um, so if you're gonna watch any content creator, even though you don't play the game that they're content creating, I would recommend him. And he's better than those dweebs that say that they know everything about GTA 6, that's coming out, and they're going, okay, it could be this, and it could be that. You know, when you start watching the video, it could be this, it could be that. And it's like, no, that's not everything to know about GTA 6. That is your guess as to what's going to happen. And then if you're wrong, everybody's going to make fun of you. And if you're right, everybody's going to think you got insider information. And Rockstar may try to sue you. So, either way, it's not really a win. I was hoping that instead of making it a specific place that they were gonna, and it doesn't sound like that's what's gonna happen, but I was thinking that, they've got all these great places and people love visiting them in the video game, and, for GTA. And, they should, since they've got the technology, I'm sure, they should bring it to where, I mean, people are already complaining, now that I think about it, people are already complaining that they have to take, this thing all the way across the map. But, like, I was kind of hoping that they would have Vice City and they would have Liberty City and Los Santos and, all the cities that they've come up with so far and come up with a new city. You know, have all the cities that they've had a video game in so far. I mean, take place in so far, and then come up with a new city. and you can play in any part of the map. But I think it works, but then it's like, well, is the computing power good enough? I'm not actually sure. And I think it is though. And it might do some like I'm worried about the computing power because I'm over here saying, "Oh, that would be so I'm not saying it would be easy at all. But I'm really not saying it would be easy because, I've seen all the complaints for Dreamlight Valley, and that has a lot of stuff in it, but I think GTA has a little bit more. I'm not sure actually, but it's got people walking around, and Dreamlight Valley has people walking around, but the people in Dreamlight Valley are full size, and the people walking around um in where where that's not funny. Okay, so dang it. Okay, so I have to go get that, and then so what's DJ doing this time? Oh, DJ's fishing. Huh? What do you mean? And like he's planting the seeds so he can get fish? Well, I came up with that one because Disney, how he went and took all the seeds, and then all of a sudden they had um all the fish. Okay, so we're gonna go into the. Did you leave it down where I can reach it? Okay. Oh, he has to leave the syrup down where I can reach it because we keep it above the stove, which I think is a dumb place to put it at the moment, but that's where it fits. So okay, put the phone over here, the pancake over here, and then we gotta get the syrup and a fork. Ow. Actually, I probably ought to get a knife. Yeah, a butter knife too. Not for butter, just for cutting. Okay. So when we can afford it, we should go celebrate at Denny's. Okay. We'll let... There. Well, because I can get the lumberjack slam and you can get whatever you're going to get. And we'll give it a real test. Yeah, he's saying it might be, around Christmas time before we can do that. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Okay. So actually, I'm supposed to go until 11, but I don't want to be eating in y'all's ear. So maybe I'll just go silent. So before I go silent, just in case something happens where the internet goes out again, because it's been going out at random times. And I've been sending my husband the evidence every day. So in case she goes and says, "Do you have evidence of it going out?" we can go, "Yeah." So anyway, I write books and they are available on Amazon in hardback, paperback, and ebook, which I believe can go on iPads and iPhones and, iDevices, but can also go on Android devices. I know it can go on the sorry. I just blinked out. I know it can go on tablets and phones, or at least the original copy can. So I assume that the other ones can too. Anyway, they're called The Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 1, Pirate's Daughter, The Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 2, Misfortune, The Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 3, Hard Times, The Rolling Sea Traitor Book 1, Esperanza's Party, The Rolling Sea Traitor Book 2, The Island, and a separate series called Adopted, and the first book is Coral. That's a children's series, the others are not. And hopefully coming soon before Christmas will be the Rolling Sea Traitor Book 3, Lessons in Love, but I'm not promising anything because I keep getting distracted. I don't know why, but I keep getting distracted. So anyway, I'm gonna go silent and eat my breakfast and um oh, he's got to be talking to his friend. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna go silent. I will. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so if you're watching me on Twitch right now, please follow and chat. If you're watching me on um YouTube right now, please like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and please get those valid public watch hours up. Now I'm gonna go silent. I did forget to say something. There will be 6 links in the description below, whether on Twitch or YouTube. And that makes it sound like I like Twitch better than YouTube, but I like YouTube better than Twitch. But I haven't figured out how to stream from an Xbox onto YouTube. But um, but I am very grateful for Twitch too. But anyway, whether you're watching me on Twitch or YouTube, there will be 6 links in the description below, and book, each link will take you directly to Amazon where that book is available. Um, so, like Pirate's Daughter will have its own link, and Hard Times will have its own link, and The Island will have its own link, etc. And I just wanted to say that because, I keep saying that they're available on Amazon, and then I'm like, they're available on Amazon, but then I don't think about it, think of how you're going to find them. So, um, so anyway, I did that, and also there's how to find me on Discord and Twitch and some other things. Um, how to find me on Twitch and YouTube and Amazon and Discord. There you go. And the name of my current books, you know. So I'm gonna go silent again so I can eat the other half of my pancake. Okay, hi, I'm back. Um, yeah, we're just doing houses. I know you know that, but we're just doing houses. Um, Probably by Monday we will be doing back porches, or sometime during Monday we'll be doing back porches. I'm not sure. It's like I want a day off, but I can't because I gotta do my story. And um so I busted it down a little bit more. I got page I mean let's try this again. I got chapter 54. Okay, let's try this one more time. I finished chapter 54 and I was about to do 55, and then I read to this one part, or not read, but skimmed to this one part, and I'm like, that should be its own different thing. So I broke that down, and I'm going to work on chapter 55 today. And then, that other part that should be broken away from everything else, bringing out the, probably going to end up calling that explanation or explanations. Probably explanations. I don't know, but whatever I call it, or or I might do another quote where I go, can I, or was it may I, one of those two, because I think it was William comes walking in and he doesn't want to admit that he was scared. He's one of those tough guys. So he doesn't want to admit that he was scared. So he goes and says, "Your mother's been worried." And then Kat comes in and says, "Where the have you been?" And then Morgan comes in and, "Where the have you been?" And Hayden comes in, or maybe Hayden came in first and then Morgan, but anyway, something like that. And everybody's demanding that he, explain, but nobody's letting him. So, whatever his first words are after they finally let him talk, might be that chapter name, because that would be unique. I, I usually have some kind of chapter explanations, whatever. That would make it more unique. Anyway, he's gonna get his butt grounded for, basically yelling back, but, or at least, William, I want to say William, tells him he's grounded, but then he decides, okay, you're not grounded anymore, let's talk. And we'll see you what we do after that, or what he decides after that, whatever. So, yeah, that, them talking is going to be a whole nother chapter, and yeah. Um, I don't think when I came up with the chapter system that I was doing it scene by scene before. Or I was saying, or for this one, maybe I was saying that Japheth McGee is still in this part of the story, so we'll just take it all the way to there. Um, because sometimes I think that if somebody sees how many chapters in one are in one of my books, they're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, that's like so long," but they're not going to be looking at the page numbers, going, "Oh, that's the size of a normal book," Because I have one book, I think it's Misfortune, that has like 107 chapters. But the reason why it has 107 chapters, it's only like um I would get up and find out, but the Christmas tree's in the way. Um the only reason why it's 107 chapters or whatever it actually is because I have some shorter chapters. It just happened to end up like that, you know? But it's still only like 300 to 500 pages, I think. It's one of the bigger books. Anyway, I'm expecting my book today, and they haven't delivered it yet. Last I saw it, it had gotten to the carrier facility in Reno. So hopefully it'll arrive today, and hopefully I won't hear them thud it. Because if I hear them thud it again, I'm calling them up and saying, "Hey, they thudded it again." Um, Last time it seemed like he just threw it on the front stoop. I can't really call it a porch. It's just a slab of concrete to get into the house. Yeah, it's a front step. So, I can't call it a porch, but literally I heard him just tossing on there. And what if that had been a Christmas breakable? Is how I put it to them. What if that would have been a Christmas breakable? What if that would have been a, I don't know, some kind of ornament? Just because it's in that kind of a thing, you assume it's a book, but, if it gets broken, that's not okay. And I did not ask for him to get fired or anything like that. I just asked him to get retrained. Because you do not throw people's stuff. I don't care how much of a hurry you're in. I'm not the best at planning out a route. I'm not the best at planning out a route, and if I was suddenly working in San Francisco, I would definitely have a problem because there's some roads, as far as I know, there's still some roads where you can't turn right or you can't turn left, so you have to like make 4 rights to make the left or 4 lefts to make the right. And it depends, because for the longest time you couldn't go left, and then all of a sudden they turned it to right, and then um and it's in a very specific area of San Francisco. Um Downtown, he says. Um so so for the longest time it was you couldn't make a left turn. You had to make like 4 rights to make a left. And then and I don't know why we would have to do that. Knowing where the zoo is and how the road goes now, I don't understand why we would have to make any kind of turn, but whatever. Um, but then for a while there, it was you couldn't make a right, you had to make a left. And then I think the next time we went in there, it was the opposite again. So yeah, I don't know if they're still changing it every once in a while, but we'd go to the zoo like once a year, and we'd always stop at Fisherman's Wharf to get sourdough bread. That's something we haven't tried. I used to love me some sourdough bread. And if you can get the right tuna to go on it, you can make yourself a nice little sandwich. And, obviously you can go and make yourself a nice little sandwich by putting in, um, lunch meat and the mayonnaise and mustard and pickles and whatever you want to put in there. But I liked tuna with it. But I liked the bumblebee tuna. I do not like any of the tunas that they have nowadays. I cannot find the bumblebee tuna. Except for in those little packets. We haven't tried that yet. They don't have it in the can anymore. And I don't know why they would have taken it out of the can and put it in the little packet. So, I don't get it. If they were trying to like reduce the amount of waste that they are putting on the world, why put it in a plastic thing that doesn't biodegrade? I mean, it does after a while, I think. But it takes years. Oh, um, I don't know why you would still be worrying about that, but for any of you that are following the fly watch at our house, y there was okay. I thought there was one fly in the house. It turned out that there was two. I don't know how that happened, but anyway, somehow there was two flies in the house, and I got the one. I guess I don't. I didn't see the I smacked him, but I didn't see the aftermath of where he landed or whatever. Never seen it. Well, last night I got the other one, and made sure that he got in the garbage can, or she got in the garbage can, whichever. I've been wondering about that. How do you tell if it's a boy fly or a girl fly? I have no idea. I mean, it's not like a ladybug. Um, I think it's supposedly if it's the really pretty one with the spots and everything, it's the boy, and if it's like a solid color, it's the girl. Something like that. And I don't think it's like that. And you really can't get close enough to that fly to find out, so. And I had this little advertisement from the movie theater. They've got like a flyer, but it's kind of plasticky. I don't exactly know how to describe it. But anyway, it shows the movies that they are gonna play or that they have played. They were gonna play Polar Express on November 26th, and which was Wednesday, and of course we didn't get to go. He just started, he like literally just started that job. So we weren't able to go. I wanted to go see that so bad. I thought that would be like the coolest movie to see in the theater. And I was really bummed that I didn't get to see The Sound of Music in the theater either. Um, I know, I've had the DVD forever. Um, there's scenes where I can totally quote it. Out of all those songs, I've got um, like I can sing parts of them with the along with the movie, but the only part that I have memorized, and I feel like shame on me for that one. The only part that I have memorized is the part where Gretel's singing, "The sun has gone to bed and so must I." you know, that's the only part that I have memorized, and I feel like shame on me because I've been watching it how long? That was one of those I watched like every day. And it's just a really good feeling when you get past the this um they're like showing you a bunch of Salzburg and the surrounding areas, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, there's like a castle in there, and mountain views, and and um all that neat stuff, and then all of a sudden they show you Julie Andrews, and she's about to sing, and when she starts singing, I just love that. You know, if you're a guy and don't understand, it's okay, because that's just that's like on Sleepless in Seattle, and she's talking about An Affair to Remember, and I think he was talking about The Dirty Dozen. I don't remember. But anyway, she's getting all uh sad and teary eyed because you know um okay, these two people, a man and a woman, they met on a cruise ship, and she's supposed to be marrying, we'll call him Guy A because I don't remember anybody's names, but and we'll call her Deborah even though that's not her name in the movie. And I don't remember his name at all whatsoever. But her name is Deborah Carr in real life. Anyway, so Deborah meets Mr. Italian guy because I can't think of his name. So anyway, we'll call him Guy 2. She meets Guy 2 on the cruise ship, and um, they end up going their separate ways, and then um, and then they meet later, and they decided, okay, we're gonna go to the top of the Empire State Building, meet you there at 2 o'clock or whatever. But the problem is that apparently this is a big problem with New York City, is that people just jaywalk. And they just go from one side of the street to the other, no problem. And I only know that because of Fast and the Furious. When they were, when the Fast and the Furious crew um, was filming in New York City, they said that the problem is that a lot of people just jaywalk across the street. And so you're like trying to film, and all of a sudden there's a person in the there's a person in the scene that you're trying to film, and that's not okay. Especially in the parts where like the parking garage and the cars are getting sent getting sent to the street the hard way. 5 things you don't know but should about rain at Disneyland. Okay. That's gonna be a park pass video. I mean that is a park pass video that just got posted. The only thing I know about Disneyland is that if it's raining, there's less people in the park, and you might be able to get on some of the indoor rides faster. So um, so like Snow White and Peter Pan and maybe It's a Small World. I don't know about It's a Small World because part of it's indoors, but when you get on the ride, it's definitely outdoors. And they probably could put up a portable something to keep the rain off, but I don't know. But anyway, like you could probably definitely go on Roger Rabbit and Mickey's Runaway Railway. But like some of the other rides like Dumbo, that might be shut down. Um Jungle Cruise. Probably Tiana's Bayou Adventure. But like Winnie the Pooh, most of that's indoors, so that might be running. You never know. Um, cause that's definitely that's definitely like I'll make sense in a minute. It's definitely like It's a Small World where part of it's outdoors and part of it's indoors. You would definitely be able to go on like Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion. Um, from what I've seen, I think you could probably go on the Star Wars rides and Space Mountain and probably Buzz Lightyear's. Um, the one where you're shooting at things. Astro Blasters? Pretty sure, but anyway, whatever it's called. Um, there's a whole lot of rides that you would be able to go on, but there's a whole lot of rides that you wouldn't be able to go on too. Like, I don't think the double decker bus and those kind of things would be open because, I mean, it would be running because, because they're kind of open. Okay, so that's definitely done. That's definitely done. Okay, I need to. Wait, is it? No, it isn't. How do I keep doing that? Now, let's try this again. Okay. There we go. Okay. But yeah, I'm eager to watch that one because, like the canoes would not be open. I think it was that at Disney World, even if it was raining, the canoes were open. I think it was Disney World. Um, but definitely not here in, uh, I mean, here. I live in Nevada. Um, but definitely not in Disneyland in Anaheim, California. Um, that's something that drives me nuts. People go and say this is a Disneyland video, and then it's obviously, Shanghai Disney, or it's obviously Disney World. Um, it could be Disney Sea or Hong Kong Disney, or, but it'll say Disneyland. And it's like, okay, learn your learn your Disney park titles, because that's not true. It's not true that it's Disneyland. Sometimes I'm like, it has to be Disneyland or it has to be nothing. And I'm sure there's enough people on that, in that idea that, I mean, that have that same idea that, get offended at that. I'm just saying, um, whatever park you're in, make sure you have the proper name for it. Or like it might be Disneyland Paris, you know? So it's Disneyland, but it's Disneyland Paris specifically. And that, as far as I know, that is part of its title. Because sometimes I'm like looking at a video and it says it's Disneyland, and I'm thinking about pressing the subscribe button, and then I realize that's the Beauty and the Beast ride. That's not in America. That's in Disneyland Paris. or or whatever I'm watching has the little monkey in it. I think that's also Disneyland Paris. Um, it's for the Haunted Mansion, but they call it something slightly different. Um, like Phantom Manor or something like that. And the story is that there's this inventor or museum guy or something like that. Anyway, and he's got this box, and the monkey knows how to work the box, and the box wreaks havoc. um, I don't remember what it did, because this was last year that I was watching those videos. I think last year. Pretty sure last year. Anyway, Park Pass went to Disneyland Paris, and they went on that ride several times. I kind of wish that David from Fresh Baked could go to Disneyland Paris. But he likes to do stuff where he's telling you, I think it's going to take this much time to get from the end of the queue line to the ride itself, and he likes to tell you how much time it's going to take, to make your life easier for you. But the thing is that he'll go and say 25 minutes, oh, no go. No go. And like, don't go on the ride because, it's going to take so long. And it's like, okay, you're talking Pirates of the Caribbean. That's 25 minutes. That is a bargain. Or like in August 2000, we were lucky if we got through one of the rides. It took 2 hours at the very least to go through its to go through its queue. It was called Rocket Rods, and you were not going to get a better than at all unless it like totally broke down and you got lucky enough to be like the first person in there. Which we never did, but yeah, it was always like 2.5 hours, and and like I did not want to record. Apparently, I did not want to record while on the ride because of whatever, but I did get it a little tiny bit from the train. So everybody watching my video that doesn't know what that is going to be like, "What is that?" You know. And yeah, so I went and took parts of my videos and parts of my dad's videos and from Disneyland and put them on my YouTube channel, and that's how I started getting some of my subscribers, because I've got videos from like when people my son's age weren't born yet. They're like, "Wow, this was in the park before I was born." It's it's really cool. Every time I see that, I'm like, "Wow." Okay, so it is 11:13. I didn't realize I was going to be taking that long. Let's count how many houses we have to do. We have, left over, and then we'll come back and we'll perch on this again and call it a day for now. Because, like I said, I want to finish chapter 55 and see what to call it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So I only have 4 more sections to go, and then we'll be turning to the left, that direction. I know in this direction is right, but we'll be turning to the left when we get there, because we're facing, because we'll be facing that direction. So we'll be turning left and then going down the other street. Actually, what we're going to be doing when we get to the end of the street is we're going to be doing all the back steps, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll be doing all the back steps here and here, and we'll be filling the poles and stuff in here. So we'll be doing all these back steps, and then we'll be filling in the poles, and then we'll be doing all those back steps. And depending on which end we start at. Okay, wait. That way, that way, that way. Yeah. We're going to have to double back and go around to the left like we're supposed to. So maybe we'll start this Um, maybe we'll start back porches. We'll go to the end here and then start over again because that way we can go that way and then come back this way and then go back that way. We'll have to figure that out. Um, okay, anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. And then we'll be doing more coloring houses. Yay! Painting houses, I'm calling it. So I think this is 7, 8, 9, yeah, and 10. Okay. So this is 10. This street is 9. This street's 8. This street's 7. And we're still working on 6. If I at least have 6 done by the end of the year, I will be happy. I'm not giving myself a deadline. If it gets done, it gets done. If it doesn't get done, then it doesn't get done. But I'm gonna try. Because tomorrow will be Disneyland Adventures, and then it'll be Minecraft. So I've got a good chance at getting all of these done by the end of the year. Not by the end of the month, just by the end of the year. Because tomorrow is Sunday, and then there's Minecraft Monday. So, Minecraft Monday, I get to do all of this, and we might have all the, we might get all the patios done. I don't know. I mean, all the back steps. We might get all the back steps done. I have no idea. Anyway, so I'm going to quit dawdling, and I will see you in the next stream or video.